1st of May and the southeast of Australia. This is your weather forecast for the week ahead. The top line is that we have a cutoff low moving across from Western Australia into the southeast, where it stalls for multiple days, bringing moderate to intense wind and rainfall throughout the region. This means that we have several severe weather warnings, severe marine weather warnings, and even some coastal surf warnings as well throughout the week. And they intensify for us as the cutoff low moves across. I'm going to start off looking at rainfall, and I'll zoom out just to give you a little indication of what's coming. So this is that cutoff low that started in WA. And if you're paying attention to the news at all, you've seen that it's delivered some pretty intense weather over there. Okay. It comes across to us as the week progresses. This is the Tuesday forecast. So by Tuesday, it's bringing up to 10 mils in Adelaide, but the track is a bit further south. So it's really Victoria and Tasmania that get hit with most of the rainfall from this system. And that comes into Wednesday, Thursday, and then by Friday, it's still hanging around, but it's slightly going off. Okay. So what I want to show specifically is Wednesday here. This is total falls for the day over a 24-hour accumulation. And the concentrated falls are in the north of Tasmania up to 75 millimeters. Okay, that is intense, intense rainfall. Especially it's hitting Devonport, which used to be my home. So I'm feeling pretty cautious there because there are quite a few floodplains around that region. So just something that I'd be looking out for is potential flash flooding. The other area where we're getting concentrated amounts of rainfall up to 50 millimeters is along the Great Dividing Range and up into Canberra. So I think that Canberra could also be hit fairly hard by this, as well as the Albury-Wodonga region. Okay. So that's coming across, and again, it's stalling and staying there for a few days. So expect quite a few days of rain. And also let's look at wind. There are wind gusts in WA above 90 kilometers an hour. By the time it moves over to us, we're not quite reaching those maximum gusts. They're a little bit less severe down into the southeast, but because they stick around for multiple days, I really have I suppose, concern here maybe for a bit more of an erosional concern with that moderate rain and some moderate to intense wind. So yeah, just something to look out for on your property as well. We can see that wind settles down as we get into late Friday and into the weekend. And we also have some cooler temperatures coming there as well. So let's jump over to the James Weather AI forecast. I'm just looking at the Melbourne forecast here. You can plug in your on-farm tools to get the most accurate forecast for your specific location. But today we're just looking at Melbourne, all right? And what I want you to see is that we have those sort of scattered, moderate showers. Severe, again, depending if you're in those specific regions like Northern Tassie or in the ranges, throughout the week because it sort of stalls and hangs around there. But I also wanted to point your eye to these lower minimum temperatures. And this occurs on the days when we don't have a lot of wind. So we're getting a fog risk in the morning. So yeah, potentially quite a foggy weekend ahead. The other thing to bring your attention to is spray conditions this week are fairly poor. Little window there on Wednesday in Melbourne, but yeah, fairly poor spray conditions for this week. So yeah, just something to take into account with your planning. Let's have a quick look at Tuesday. Yeah, really what I want to highlight here with this pro version, we can see the multiple models and how they're predicting rainfall will occur in Melbourne at this time. Whilst there is differences in the models, I want to show that they are all sort of this scattered showery rain, at least in Melbourne. So that's why we're getting those sorts of low trickles, but consistent throughout the week. So I think it's just going to be a windy, wet week ahead in the southeast. Adelaide a little bit less so than Victoria and Tassie. Beautiful. Let's have a look at the long range forecast. This is for the second week, 4th to the 10th of June. And unsurprisingly, this is where we're getting high chances of exceeding the median rainfall because of that stalling cutoff low. Okay, so in summation, we are getting a strong system from WA coming over into the southeast. It is bringing moderate to severe wind and rainfall for multiple days in a row. It calms down Friday into the weekend, so you can expect some stiller conditions then. Okay, have a great week.